Taurus! Welcome to your monthly horoscope for the month of May. Before I jump into it, I just want to say that I've added some new readings on my website, which is astrologygrace.com. I haven't mentioned anything about readings in like a very long time on this channel, but I do them, and I've added synastry readings, or also known as like couples readings, love readings. They could be used for other relationships as well, like friendships or whatever you would be interested in, but I've added that. And I've also added individual forecasts, so looking, at your birth chart and predicting or looking into the future, looking at specific days, weeks, month, whatever you're interested in. And for most of my readings, I also have a mini version, or one that is shorter, less expensive, a little more to the point, just not as detailed, obviously. But yeah, so I figured I would just let you know if you're interested. So Taurus, month of May is looking good for you. There's going to be a big shift this month with Uranus moving. So Uranus is going to be moving into Taurus this month, which is a pretty big deal because obviously it's a planet that moves slowly, and it's going to be moving into your sign. But it's going to be moving around the 16th, and it's also going to be moving right into your first house. This actually might help with like your tendency to be stubborn, and get, wrapped up in your own way, your own routine. It might actually help you loosen up a bit because Uranus can be all about change and kind of spicing things up a bit. So with Uranus and Taurus, change might start happening for you a lot more often than it usually does, and there'll be a focus more on yourself because it is in your first house. During May, you might notice a lot of change, especially also in your career. Also, happy birthday, Taurus. The sun is in your sign this month, obviously, so at least for the first chunk of the month, and then it will move into Gemini, so it'll be in your first house during that time. So the sun will start out obviously in your first house, and it will move its way into Gemini, towards the second end of the month. For you, it's going to be a good month for, new adventures, new explorations, activities. Your desires and your wants are very important to you this month, and you're going to feel a lot more confident than you usually do. Obviously, just try not to let it get to your head. It never brings anything great, but you want to make sure that you're listening to other people. Even though you're feeling really confident in your own decision making, it's always beneficial to at least hear out what other people have to say. As it moves into your second house and into Gemini, your values and your material goods are going to be very important. It's a good time to, give yourself a little makeover if that's what you've been wanting to do. Give yourself a new look. Again, your values will be important. Maybe you're going to have some sort of a financial thing going on that you're going to be focused on. Your Mercury is going to be in your 12th house and then move into your first and eventually your second this month, and it's going to be in Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. So you might notice that people are starting to open up to you a lot, more than they usually do, and they might be sharing things with you that, are pretty private. Be open to that, and it's very fine and everything to listen, but just be sure not to share your own private thoughts and feelings or any of your own secrets, because whenever, Mercury is in the 12th, it's a time where if you do share things like that, they can be exposed, and that's obviously not something you would want. It's also a really good time, for some alone time. Mercury is a sign of communication, so having it fall into your 12th house is a good time to kind of just take a little break and recharge for a bit, just kind of relax and unwind. It's a great time to kind of focus on like your inner self, your inner you. As it moves into your first house, I think it's important for you to be able to express what you're really feeling, and make sure that others are aware of your opinions and, your values, your morals, but make sure that you are also being open to other people's opinions, values, morals as well. You might feel very restless during the second half of this month, but towards the end of the month, money matters are going to start to become more important as you get into June, so you might want to just like keep an eye on your finances. With Venus, it's going to be falling in your second and third house in Gemini and then Cancer. So during this time, money and possessions might actually come your way. You might get more gifts. I mean, that kind of, is your birthday month, so. But this is a time, like with that placement, that you would actually get more money and possessions or gifts. You're going to want to spend your money because maybe you have more of a flow of it coming in than usual, but it's actually best to save this month. you know, maybe even find ways to sell some stuff that you don't need, have a yard sale, get yourself onto Craigslist, Poshmark, something along those lines, because you can notice some extra money coming in through that, through those ways. As Venus moves into your 3rd house, you're going to be finding yourself extra charming. So whether it's at work, you know, you might be looking for a promotion, use your charm to kind of show what you're all about. It could happen in love. Maybe you're just extra charming to people you're interested in, or to your romantic significant other. So it's a really good time for like a job interview, a first date, trying something new in your current relationship. You might find that you meet somebody, you know, through maybe like people that are close to you, like relatives, siblings, your friends, neighbors, something along those lines. Love will be kind of close by, like in your community. So just keep an eye open for that if you're single and looking for a relationship. Mars for you is going to fall in your 9th and 10th house in Capricorn and then move into Aquarius. So you're going to be very open to like new knowledge and broadening your mind. You're going to kind of want to learn this month. And for you, you just want to be careful. You might have some legal issues arise during this time, and you also might have issues. So say you're married, you might have some issues with your in-laws, but it's best to just be as patient and understanding as possible. As Mars moves into your 10th house, your career is going to become important, but it's always also important to not push others out of your way to get ahead. You might have some financial benefits around the 13th, like maybe you get a little money you weren't expecting. Your family is going to be strong for you this month, that you're going to have a good relationship with your family. Again, along the lines of your love life, you know, you're going to have Jupiter in your 7th house, and then you also have Pluto, which is still in retrograde. So your love life is going to be good and expanding and growing, but you won't feel the need to rush anything. Like, you're not going to feel the need to like jump into a relationship. But you're a Taurus, like you ever really feel the need to rush anyways. So I just want to quickly go over some larger, more important, significant transits that are occurring through the month of May. You have the Sun opposite Jupiter for the first half of the month up until the 15th. So you might have conflicting urges between what you should do and what you want to do. And you're also going to be feeling very optimistic, which is obviously a good thing, but you might get a little carried away with that and forget to be practical. So I just suggest that you keep practicality in mind, because you don't want to lead yourself to loss or waste. You might feel a little more inclined to like overindulge this month, so just be aware of that. But whatever, it's your birthday month, so go big or go home. You might have this like want for something bigger or better in your life. Like you just feel like you don't have enough in your life right now and you want something more. Again, go for it. Just don't throw, you know, your reason out the window. Be cautious and just go about it carefully. The Sun is also going to be trining Pluto, which is in retrograde as well, between the 3rd and the 19th, which is a long period of time. So you're going to want to, there's going to be something maybe that's like on your mind that you want to get an answer to, that you want to get to the bottom to, and you're going to feel more in control of your decision making than you usually do. You're going to feel like you can concentrate more, do what you set out to do. The trine is a very positive transit, and it's just going to be very good for you, especially for like your own personal power or influence. Like you might find ways to make money or find ways to further reach your goals and to grow them. You actually might enjoy getting away from your routine this month, so you're going to be less stubborn, less restricted this month. You're going to feel a little more open to trying new things, especially with between the 16th and the 22nd, where Venus is sextiling Uranus. You're just going to feel like very independent, and again during this time Uranus is shifting and moving, so you're going to definitely see some change in your life, but you might enjoy, you know, switching things up, and it's going to make you feel good, where it usually kind of makes you feel like a little anxious and just like not particularly content. You might feel like you have plans set in motion, but Mercury is going to be opposite Jupiter between the 19th to the 26th, so you kind of feel like maybe if you're working with somebody or, you know, you have a friend, you might feel like your ideas just like aren't coming together during this time. You know, maybe you have like a business partner, or you're doing a group project for school, or you're, I don't know, you have a goal that you're working on with like a friend or a partner, a spouse, whatever's going on. You're gonna kind of feel like you can't get in tune with each other. Like there's just like you each have your own ways of doing something, and it's gonna be hard for you to kind of come together and meet your final goal. So just keep that in mind and compromise, you know, when you can. So that is your monthly horoscope for the month of May. I hope you enjoyed it. I wish you all a very happy Taurus birthday. I know I missed some years last month in April, but for those of you with a birthday in May, happy birthday. I will see you in my next video, and have a good day or night.